So I just want to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to frame up all these short presentations we're having this afternoon. So first we have Laurel Matthews, who is coming from San Francisco. She's from the Resilience Office, and there's a little blurb about her, but really, as we've been trying to figure out building stuff, San Francisco is the leading light and have gone where others have feared to tread. So they have an interesting tall building study, and they've looked at soft story buildings and some other things. And so we're hoping that she'll tell us kind of how they did that, both politically and really, and how that's going and what incentives they found for that. And then I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this project that helped fund this meeting and what a couple other efforts that we're working at and that we hope will come to fruition soon. And then we have John Bauer here, who's a GIS analyst. He's been working with me on this project. And our first idea with John was that we would use FEMA HAZUS product. We would do Shakecast and sign up our buildings so that we could get information right after the earthquake. And he really did all the analytical work on that, and we realized that was not going to be feasible for us. And he's done a lot of research and actually is going to present another tool that is accessible to us free, that would give us some great information about our buildings, especially if we had GIS people, which I think Tim has gone pretty far today to try to convince us that we need our GIS people. So John's going to talk about that. And then Kristen is from ORSAP, so she has been the administrator with the office of the State Fire Marshal. I always get the S and the F mixed up. And has really been the one that has moved this forward. And we've also, like, Dave Terry's here, a structural engineer for the city, has worked with that a lot. I've worked on it a lot. Several people around the state have worked on it a lot, kind of getting the rules set and figuring out who would qualify for what positions, et cetera, and following in the footsteps of Washington and WASAFE and Cal OES. And both Washington and Cal OES have been really great partners in kind of telling us what they've learned and how they did it and what we should do. So Kristen is going to give us the state of the art on that. And then Paul is going to talk to us about WASAFE and what they've done there. And Paul also is just back from Turkey, so he might tell us a little bit about the earthquake in Turkey. And then at the very end, Greg Wilkin, who is also a structural engineer with BDS, is going to talk about our EQUIP program. This program that's modeled on BORP, which is a San Francisco program, which allows buildings that have qualified engineers or are willing to contract with qualified engineers to inspect their own buildings after an earthquake. So Greg, there you are, Greg. So Greg is going to tell us how that program is set up, and also we've just finished pilots with the Port of Portland and OHSU, and so he's been reviewing that and how that's going. That program, EQUIP, is something that there's interest in the general region to doing, but probably not bandwidth was the word I got, so it's maybe something that we could do in a second follow-on to this project. So that's how the afternoon will go. And now